Sixth season of the Red Devils Rising gets underway. Kaiserslautern is a team in transition. The older, more established players are leaving, sometimes not necessarily of their own free will, while younger players are stepping into those positions. Now, they're not as good as the older players who are leaving, but they can be, and they should be good enough to keep us up this season. We're aiming for a mid-table finish. Europa League would be nice, but I'm not going to worry if we don't get it. That said, the transfer window was... Yeah, that sigh pretty much explains it all. My name's FM21, and this is the Red Devils Rising. So we are going to start here with the release players. Francisco Ilarugi, Glenn Rea, Lazar Markovic, Eric Bailey, Marlon Ritter, Robert Sakaj, Ali Amir, Isaac Cortez, and Mamadou Ducurry have all left on freeze. Now, the only ones I was really kind of upset at losing were Robert Sakaj and Ali Amir. That's because they are both youngsters. They're younger players with a lot of potential. And by a lot of potential, I mean literally 4.5 to 5-star potential. The problem was their contracts were winding down. As you can see here, he is a fringe player. Every time I tried signing Sakaj and Amir to a new contract, they wanted an important player contract with important player salaries. And that's just not going to happen. Eric Bailey didn't want to re-sign with us. Ilarugi, Rea, Markovic, Ritter were all just getting old and weren't competing at a Bundesliga level. Mamadou Ducurry, our former captain, was in the same boat, actually came to me and said, hey, I want to go to a place where I know I can contribute. The fact of the matter is most of these guys are still out there on a free. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. Bailey ended up Maccabi Tel Aviv. Lazar Markovic, I thought he got picked up. Yeah, he got picked up by Panathinaikos. Glenn Rea is at Magdeburg, and Francisco is still out there. On the free transfers, Braulio Barrios, who was a youth player, goalkeeper, left to Atletico San Francisco. This has got to be one of those American leagues that got loaded somehow when I started the save. I'm not quite sure how. On the ins, Konstantin Wiesenborn. 16 years old, 3-star gray stars, current ability, 1.5-star to 2.5-star potential ability. Brought him in because I needed some players on my under-16 squad. A lot of the frees were that. It's possible he could turn into something. I mean, he's got, decent bravery, decent determination, but that's pretty much it. I mean, at 16 years old, we'll see. Ask me again in a couple of years. Lu Wan comes to us from the People's Republic of China. He is 1-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, advanced midfielder. Again, 18 years old. I brought him in just for depth more than anything else. Yeah, he has good bravery. The decision-making, determination, aggression are nice. The teamwork is nice. The vision is nice. Everything else is really kind of subpar. Physically, he's not the best. Mentally, technically rather, he's not the best. But he's here because he takes up a spot on the under-16s, or the under-19s, rather. Jack Warrington, my scout in North America found, he is Canadian. A very good, physically gifted young man who is tiny, and can't jump or head to save his life. He's 5'3", 125 pounds, but he's quick as a whippet, as my granddad used to say. Mentally, the decision-making's nice. Everything else needs improvement. I mean, he'd be a solid player at the lower leagues, but we brought him in the hopes that he could fill out this 4.5-star potential at 18 years old. Now, he is wanted. Who's he wanted by? Bielefeld on loan. I think we're not going to loan him out this season. I think he's going to stay on the under-18s. I'm not quite sure why his finishing's going down, but he definitely needs some improvement. His technique is nice. His tackling is okay. His passing is okay. I would love to play him at complete wingback. The problem is I don't use a complete wingback in my formation, but if he gets to the point where he is very good at that, it wouldn't definitely hurt me to do that. After that, I could always play my wingback attack. He's actually fairly decent there right now, but he just needs more playing time than anything else, and he'll get that here in the next couple of years. Hamza Ben Nazar, I found last season and signed him, but this was when he could first report. Defensive midfielder, we're going to train as a defensive center back. 1.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability. Physically, again, not the best. Mentally, he's solid in a lot of areas I like. Aggression, anticipation, bravery, concentration is not too bad at a 10. Determination is nice. Teamwork, vision, and work rate are also nice. Technically, it's interesting. He's got an 11 first touch, a 12 free kick taking, and a 13 long shot. 6 marking, 11 tackling, only 8 technique. He can't really cross, he can't really dribble, he can't really finish, and his corners are adequate. So that's why I'm going to train him as a defensive center back. Probably a ball-playing defender. Actually, now that I think about it, it depends on how his agility and acceleration comes up. If that comes up, he might actually be a decent midfielder. They got him as ball-winning midfielder here. He would just have to improve. We get him some first-team playing time, send him out on loan. We should be okay there. But frankly, they all came in on freeze. If they don't pan out, there's nothing really lost other than the one I'm paying for their salaries, and none of those are particularly egregious. Loan deals. Yuri Almeida went to Eisberg out. Mike Kraus went to Duisburg. Jan Zivkak went to Armenia Bielefeld. They're all being paid a particular part of their salary. We extended Louis Monteno's deal. It's not showing up here because it falls under last season. He is on the team again this year. Cash and clause transfers. William Goebbels came to me and said, I need a bigger challenge. And it was annoying because we're mid-table Bundesliga. And I said, if you stay on the squad, we can go places. Let me improve the team. He said, no, I'd really like to leave. He was a team leader. I didn't want to fight him by keeping him here. And frankly, I have a philosophy that if a player who's contributed comes to us and says he wants to leave for a better team, and frankly, we're not one of those better teams at this point, then I will let him go. I put him out there. Leon snapped him up for 27 million euros. I'm going to say he had kind of a career renaissance for us. Now, 2-3 years ago, he was one of the wonder kids of the future. And then Monaco let him go. I picked him up for 500,000. He had 3 really good seasons for us. The season he had 2 seasons ago was absolutely brilliant. 33 appearances, 31 goals, 8 assists, 5 players in the match. Last season, he was solid as well. 32 appearances, 21 goals, 5 assists, 4 players in the match. Turning around and moving him for $27 million, that's a good deal. I wasn't exactly happy to do it, but the fact that we got a decent amount of money for him in return was very nice. Esteban went to Hertha BSC. He was a youth player that they literally started out at hey, we want Esteban for 250,000 euros. And it was like, no. And every time they came back and they kept on upping it. And they finally came in at 8.5 million, going to 10.75 million based on appearance fees and stuff like that. Now, he's definitely got potential. But frankly, if they're going to pay me $8.5 million right now, going to 11.75, I'll take it because I've got a really deep squad of youth players. That's one of the things we're going to look at here in a little bit. Gennaro came to me, said he wanted to move. I put him out there. KRC Genk picked him up. Again, one of those really good players. I played him at midfielder more than anything else. He had several very good seasons for us. He was one of the big reasons we got out of the Bundesliga 2 and into the Bundesliga. He's a solid midfield player. We brought him on for 325,000 euros. We moved him for 6. That's not a bad deal. Jacques Renault went to Feyenoord for 2 million. He was a youth player that, frankly, I just didn't think was going to develop. He really hasn't improved since we first brought him on, and I put him out there. Feyenoord paid 2 million for him, so maybe their scouts are seeing something that I'm not, which is entirely possible. Thomas Hetzke went to SV Werder, 21 years old, defensive midfielder, wasn't going to see any playing time here. He just was not good enough. Now, mentally, he's very, very good. Physically, the natural fitness is nice. Everything else is okay. The acceleration's been on the low side for me. Technically, he just was not developing worth a darn. I don't play defensive midfielders, and frankly, my midfield's too crowded. He wasn't going to see any first-team playing time here. We moved him for 500,000, and that's after, I want to say he came in on a free. Yeah, we got him on a free from Cardiff Met Uni last year, and he literally did not improve the entire season. If he did, it was like maybe in 1 or 2 areas. Yildiray Aiden goes to VfB Stuttgart for 375. He actually came in, if I remember correctly, he came in as part of my youth intake. And VfB Stuttgart turned around and snapped him up, which is really kind of annoying, but I couldn't stop it because of how his contract was structured. He accepted the contract before I could offer him another contract. So, I lost out there. Chances are he'll probably be better than this 300. You know what? He'll probably end up being better than this 375. What I need to do is add him to the default shortlist. And then Jan Bonch, 20 years old, defensive right back. He wasn't going to see any playing time here. He'd aged out of the under-19s. My under-23s do not play established competition. They're not in an under-23 league, and he wasn't going to see first-team playing time here. I put him out there just to see what I could get for him, and he got snapped up by Paderborn. He came to us on a free. I want to say he may have actually been one of our first youth intake kids, and he never developed. And some of that's on me as I'm clicking all over the place. Some of that's on me because I'm just doing senior training for this save. I'm not doing youth training. If this was a one-club save like I was doing Earl Heineken and it was a long-term thing, I'd be doing everyone's training. But that's, frankly, time-consuming, albeit I do find it fun. It's just time-consuming to keep track of everything. And he's one of those players who kind of fell through the cracks because I certainly wasn't doing anything to help improve him. Now, 2-3 years ago, William Goebbels was one of the next wonder kids. We replaced him with the other next wonder kid. Pietro Pellegrini comes to us from Monaco for $2.3 million. And as you can see, he's gotten off to a very quick start here. In 3 games, he's had 4 goals. Physically, he is pretty good. Mentally, again, no real weaknesses. Technically, he's a forward, so his marking and tackling are going to be bad. But everything else is definitely very, very good. He's 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. He's probably close to being where he's going to be. And he's a very good advanced forward. He plays every striker position fairly well. The only thing that does kind of bother me, I wish the aggression was a little bit higher. And physically, I wish, he was a little bit faster. But, 6'2", 176 pounds. I play him in advanced forward or pressing forward on attack. And he's just bullying people. Now, he kind of got lost in the shuffle at Monaco. I can't remember who they brought on and who they... Well, you know what? We might be able to... we can look here. Good grief. Daka is one of their strikers. Patson Daka, who is very, very solid. They got Josh Wazirksi, again, a very solid young striker. Sekou Kofi is a regen, but he definitely looks like oh, good grief. He's got a ton of potential. Look at that technique. He's already got that work rate. He's already got that balance. What the heck? We'll scout him. So he was kind of lost in the shuffle, and I'm going to say Monaco could afford to let him go because chances are they're probably fairly rich and have a decent amount of money to replace him. They got him from Genoa for $25 million as a youth player, and he sat on the Monaco squad, got a couple games in, or got a game in on the Monaco 2 squad, got 7 starts for Monaco, went to Denizlispor, had an okay season. I would have thought he'd done a little better in Turkey other than 10 goals and 35 appearances. Then was on loan to Lille for a half season, came back to Monaco. I think, if I remember correctly, they pulled him back because they went through an injury bug. They put him out there, and I snapped him up for $2.3 million. I think if he gives us anything close to resembling William Goebbels' production over the next couple of years, this is a solid deal. Now, paying $500,000 for William Goebbels is good. Paying Pietro Pellegrini $2.3 million is just as good, I think. At 24 years old, 3-4 years here, if I was playing 3 or 4 years, I think we'd be doing okay. So this is season 6. I am going to go through season 6 and season 7 and then call that a save, and then we'll do a 5 and 10 year overview after I leave. That's one of the things I like to do, just to see if the squad can go further under a different coach. And one of the reasons I was willing to let those youth players go, let me make sure I have everything filtered on, is because if you sort by potential, we're pretty freaking stacked. And a lot of these guys are youngsters. They're 19, 20 years old. I mean, we're setting ourselves up really well for the future. As a matter of fact, what I may do is just do this save off. I'll do a save point, then sim it and post that, but also play it out as well. Lucas Bernat is 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, and he is getting starts. Same with Dustin Bloom. He will be getting starts. Jose Jesus, he will be getting starts. He's the one who was wanted by Beefield. All these. I mean, this is one of those saves where I've literally scouted my tail off, and it's paid out in spades. I think that's that could be one of the reasons I burned out on this over December. I was spending so much time in the save that it was just wearing on me. Now, one of the things you'll also notice, this is my squad DNA, to borrow Fox in the Box's phrase. This is what I look for in my players: the determination, teamwork, concentration, decision-making, composure, work rate, and anticipation. I really kind of value these skills. I value determination and teamwork. And as you can see, the vast majority of these players are really good in fulfilling most of these. Now, some of them do have weaknesses. You know, Truba has just a 5 concentration, but we can work on that. He wants a new contract. That's right, he does. And he'll probably get it too, just because of his potential. But, you know, with a roster this deep and a team this young, this season and next season are going to be very, very interesting. The one player I am really kind of miffed about is Joel Matty. I tried getting him out on loan, and the teams I tried sending him to, he didn't want to go to. So as a result, he's sitting here unregistered because I just didn't have the spots for him. I could move him to the senior squad, but I don't know. I don't know that I can even register players still. I think this is a case where, let me sort by name here. If it counts as homegrown. Okay. I don't know why the game wasn't registering him, because he can definitely come off the bench and get some starts, or and get some relief appearances. So he needs playing time. So, and for whatever reason, he did not want to go out on loan, even though I have him marked out at loan. So he may actually still go out on loan. The transfer window closes tomorrow. I thought it closed today, but I was wrong. Preseason, we did okay. Reggiana, and we trained in Italy, so I got Reggiana and Atalanta in as our 2 bigger squads to go up against. The teams in yellow are our affiliates. We absolutely dominated them. Against Plound, who were a regional squad in the Pokal, we absolutely thumped them, and I really tried playing a rotated side here, but the way it worked out, because of how I do my preseason training, where I leave it up to the coach, the guys who started it was their turn in the rotation to play, and as a result, we absolutely thumped them. We were up 9-0 at the half, 7-0 at the half, yeah, because Jamelka scored in the 51st minute. If I could have subbed more players off, I would have. So we got the season off to a banger of a start, though, against Schalke. We beat them 6-4. Florian Held had a goal in the first minute. Pietro Pellegrini had hat-tricks worth of goals. Muntno a goal. De Graco a goal. Curtis Jones had a hat-tricks worth of goals for Schalke. And Seamus Galamain had a goal as well. We were very evenly balanced between both teams. We had 16-11. They had 17-10. We had 2 off-target shots. We had 2 clear-cut chances, 3 half chances. That's what saw us through. If you look over here at the team and the ratings, we just had more players have a better day. For whatever reason, Oliver Skip did not have the best game. And frankly, that's okay. One of the things I'm really kind of happy with is that this season we're really, really deep. As I'm going back over here to the transfers real quick, we brought in 2.3. That was Pietro Pellegrini, and we sold 44.5. So it's going to be an interesting season. It really is. Against Cologne, we lost 3-4. We almost pulled it out. Lucas Bernat had 2 goals in the 86th and 88th minutes, and then no, they didn't get an extra time goal. I thought this was... Nope, that was a different game. It may have been my Palace save. But yeah, Bernat came on and placed it to Ozzy and just absolutely had a really, really good game. He is, again, one of those youth players. He's 18 years old, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Now, he plays advanced midfield on the right more than anything else, but again, I'm stacked there. Let me do this real quick. Well, you know what? We'll get through this real quick. We beat Nuremberg 2-0, Pellegrini a goal, Florian Held a goal. This was a solid game all around for us. 17 shots, 7 on target there, 8-3. The 1 woodwork hit, 1 half chance, 4 long shots, decent possession advantage. So, where am I going? I'm going here. So this is the team depth chart. So if I go potential ability, that's what I'm looking at. And it's just, Burnett's going to be on the right with Twazi and Thaki. Zadis can also play there. He's going to be the super sub. Held is my Held is my advanced midfielder on the left with Bloom. De Graaf can also play there. Twazi can also play there. So it'll be one of those things where Twazi will start one game on the right and Held will start on the left. And, when Held needs a break, Twazi will come in and Burnett will get some starts. We're built for the future here. And I'm not trying to really pat myself on the back here, but I've done a really good job scouting. The stars really lined up for me scouting wise this save, and I'm hoping I can continue it into the next save I do too. So we're gonna get to the end of the transfer window here. See if I can't get a few more players out on loan. I thought we had a game this coming Sunday, but it's the international break, so I think it's Hoffenheim we're playing next. It was just right at the top and it went away. I'm declining. Let me go back to my players here real quick. Jesus, I'm keeping. Can I sort by this? I can, kind of, sort of. DDA, Matty, Science, I'm keeping. Jose, I'm keeping. Warrington, I'm keeping. Because he's actually depth at defensive right back. Truba is in the same freaking boat as those other two guys. He wants an important player contract. And while he has potential, I'm not signing him to an important player contract. I don't know if that's a bug in the system or what, but it's just annoying as heck. He's like the fifth or sixth player this save where that's happened. And it's just starting to get really, really frustrating. Yeah, we're playing Hoffenheim. So what we'll do here is once we get through the transfer window, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna stop this part of the recording here. We're going to get through the transfer window offline. We'll come back through the Hoffenheim save. And if there's any follow-up through the transfer or any other moves in between now and the Hoffenheim save, we'll get caught up there. So we'll be back in just a bit. The transfer window is still underway. I forgot I had deals in progress. It's my own fault. It's been like 2 days since I played this save. I just do, however, want to point out that we're last in spending in the Bundesliga in terms of salary. So the fact that we're finishing mid-table, and we finished mid-table last season, is really, really good. Seeing as how Bayern is outspending us by about, oh wait a minute, well, it's 1, 2. Once would be 1 million, twice would be 1.5, 4 times would be 3. 500%? I don't know, it's late. Math is hard. Anyhow, they're spending us by a whole bunch, and we're still doing a good job of competing. And the transfer window's ended. Camavinga went to Man United for 112. Holland went to Valencia for 76 million. Sané went to Inter for 66. Okay. I had other teams coming in and offering me 27 million, or 27, I wish. I would have snapped that up. 27,000 euros for my 15-year-old who came in last youth intake. And it's like, are you kidding me? Okay, I want to see something here. So if I do this, auto select goes to 44. Is Joel Matty one of them? He is. That must have just been a glitch in the system. Okay, so we're going to confirm. We're going to save this real quick. And we'll look at the last few transfers I made, including a pickup that I completely forgot I was going after. And this kid, he's definitely got potential, which is saying quite a bit, seeing as how I have a team that's full of potential. Could also be full of a bunch of other stuff too, but we'll see. We'll see. Tristan Didier went to FC Utrecht. I think we talked about him. Yeah, he was the defensive center back who wasn't getting any better. I could have sworn there was one more, but I guess not. The player we picked up, René Steensick from FC Copenhagen, 750,000 euros. 19 years old, 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, physically. Now, they got him as a midfielder on the right here. I don't know why, because he's definitely a striker. And maybe sometimes an advanced midfielder on the right, but he's definitely a striker. Physically, really, really solid. The strength is a little bit on the low side, as is the natural fitness, but the acceleration, agility, and pace more than make up for that. Mentally, he could improve in a couple different places, positioning being chief among them. But his flair, determination, composure, anticipation are nice. The Bravy's a little bit on the low side, but he's 6'1", 169 pounds. We'll get him on some aerials, and I'm reasonably sure that bravery and positioning and other things will go up. Technically, he's okay. 11 corners, 8 crossing, 12 dribbling, 13 finishing, 12 first touch is nice. 13 technique is nice. 7 passing, not so much. So he's either going to be... Why is that not clicking? I don't know. But you know what? Can I train him here? That to that to that. We'll get his aerial and his heading worked. You know what? We need his concentration worked on. Or his positioning, which is going to be defensive positioning, which I'm sure he'll love as a striker. So he graded out, I want to say, an 80, which for Football Manager is actually really, really good. I've got players on a couple. I got a Crystal Palace save going on, a personal Crystal Palace save. I got players who are grading out in the high 50s, low 60s, who are 4.5 star potential, and they're reaching it, and it's just. I think I brought some inherent biases to how I thought scouting worked without realizing how scouting worked. I would have thought, a player is 5-star potential. You're grading on a scale of 1 to 100. Each star is worth 20. And then you adjust for level going up. So it's odd seeing players with attributes that you would say put them in 4 and 5-star ability, but they're only grading out at 2.5, 3 stars. So it's obviously I'm missing something there. It is what it is. I got to figure out, it's one of the... I tried loaning you... Okay, I tried loaning you out. There weren't teams... Pound the fist. You're a defensive right back. You're 18 years old. I have you out on loan. You turned down the one offer I accepted for you. That's a you problem. That is not a me problem. I wish that was an option. That's a you problem. Oh, you know what? I'll just keep on the under 19s and we'll go from there. So we've still got a week plus before we get to the Hoffenheim game. So we're going to get to that here in just a bit. Well, Hoffenheim, who we are playing today, is currently top of the Bundesliga. But the fact of the matter is, we're literally 3 games into the season. It really doesn't matter at this point. What does matter is that Pietro Pellegrini pulled a groin muscle. He's out for a week at least. Let me double check that here real quick. Pietro Pellegrini. 6 days to 2 weeks. So, this is who we're starting today. We got Decker in goal, Fleeky, Oli, Bezger, Jamelka, and Maga Hollis as the defensive back four. Gallagher and Skip as the midfielders. Held and Thaki as the attack midfielders. De Graak and Muntno up top as the strikers. Lucas Bernat is my inside winger on the right. That's right. He and Thaki are going to be trading on and off this year. Twazi's out as well. He could return, but, why risk it? He got dinged up in practice. Geiger with the corner kick. Knocked away. Winter gets the ball. Gets it over to Serafino. Geiger, corner of the box. Hits Decker and goes in? What the heck happened there? He probably kicked it so hard, the only thing Decker could do was protect himself, and he still banged it into the goal. He literally dove right, the ball went off his hands left and into the goal. That's very interesting. Decker taps it to Bezger. Out to Maga Hollis. To Skip, up to Thaki. He feeds Muntno. Back to Thaki. Gets it to Held, who was between the defenders, and Held was kind of ambivalent about that shot. Hit it right at the keeper. Maga Hollis on the corner kick. Drops it off to Held short. Gets back to Maga Hollis, back to Held. Gallagher can't control it. Was he fouled? Maga Hollis was offside. What the heck was Jamelka doing? Linder in the box. Decker, nice save. Skip gets the ball to Thaki. Back to Maga Hollis, who bombs it forward. Who's my number 11? Gotta pause this here. Why is Bezger my 11? It's because I let the team. That's because I let the game auto number. Dang it. Horn to Winter. Over to Shelik. Winter to Serafino. Back out to Paslak. Shelik. Decker, a very nice stop. Ball's knocked away. Muntno just kind of stared at it and then finally decided to make a move on it, but the highlight ended. Coming up on halftime. I'd like to say it's been a good first half for us, but not really. We've had 4 shots, 3 on target that are 5 and 4, but one of theirs went in. Calmly says, show me something else the second half. Let's get it done, fellas. Magahalis gives the ball away, but Gallagher's there to Skip. To Gallagher, to Graka, out to Fliccioli, all alone on the left. He holds it up, tries crossing it in, bounces it off a player. Serafino runs it down. It's 3 on 2. Now it's 3 on 3. Serafino takes the shot. He absolutely skies it. Fliccioli on the throw-in. Gets it to Held. Oh, Held got the rebound and hit it, but Horn was right there. We've had our chances. We really have. Magahalis shorts it to Held on the corner. Held crosses it in. Thacky's there, but he can't get a head on it. Serafino driving forward. What the hell is the 38 doing? Serafino, Decker, a very nice save. Jeez. This match engine, I swear. We're going to bring Sorrow on for Gallagher. We're going to get Jamelka off and bring on... Aurelian Nguamba, who was the player I picked up last season and then found out that he had already played for 2 other teams and as a result couldn't play for us, which frankly fills a square on the what's one of the dumber things you've done in FM bingo. Paslak to Mariotti. Back to Paslak. Forces the defender back, gets the ball to Winter. Skip steps in front of him, steals it, driving forward. We have an advantage, but it's not a big one. Hoffenheim surging back. Skip tries crossing it in. Fliccioli gets the rebound. De Graka heads it, but it goes right at Horn. I keep hitting instructions when I want shouts. I just shouted at a man more. Mariotti one-on-one with Decker off the post. Holy cow, did we dodge a bullet there. Magahalis gets the ball up to Muntno. All alone. Doesn't really have any help just yet. Muntno holds it up. Tries crossing it in. Thacky gets the rebound. Skip sends it in. Held is there. Oh, Timo Horn, a very nice save. So De Graka is absolutely not feeling it today. He's on a 6-1. We're going to bring on the new guy, Steensick. I want somebody with a little bit more speed. Normally, I would probably bring on Arjau, but... Come on, guys. One last highlight. We can get it. Paslak on the throne for Hoffenheim. Mariani held, knocks it away. No one in a Kaiserslautern uniform near that. Marquez to Winter. Back to Geiger. Winter feeds Mariotti. Marquez to Paslak. They're just playing tiki-taka. Selleck to Winter. Oh, Sorrell steps in front of it, but we can't get it. Selleck. Oh, look, an extra time FM goal. Who'd have thought? I really want to see this. Sorrell. It's a kickoff highlight. I don't know what exactly they're doing. He kicks the ball away. Mariotti steps in front of... Who's my number 7? Aurelian Nguamba. And they get yet another extra time goal. The boys are totally getting yelled at. Darn right you're motivated. That's okay. It's early in the season. Hoffenheim's a good team. They really are. I think what we're going to do is come back for... It's going to be a bit of a gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. We're going to play these 5 games in between. So we're going to play Stuttgart, Augsburg, Werder, Union Berlin, Borussia Dortmund, and Borussia Dortmund offline. We're going to come back for Bayer and Hertha. Hertha is our second round Pokal. The board wants us to get to the third round. That may not happen. The only positive thing is that Hertha sold Camavinga. But they also brought in, I know this name, Lionel Christopher Hodge comes in from Ajax. He is a very good winger. I remember scouting him. He's 19 years old. He's worth every penny. And then, who's the other one? Boubacar Teme from Malaga. Good grief. It says he's unregistered, cannot be registered for the next match. That's interesting. Who else? Kajado Patterson. Very nice defender. Yeah, they got Esteban. We sold him to Hertha. Lone players. Camavinga went out for 112. Winter, Mittelstadt, Overgate, Klockner. Oh, good grief. They're a solid squad, this save. I don't know what it is. I've talked about it before. It seems as all like there's always 1 or 2 teams that either get good ownership or something happens behind the scenes and they just start doing really, really well. It looks like Hertha is that team in this save. So, overall, not the best start to this season, but it's early. The 2 FM goals were absolutely FM goals, and, I'm kind of mad about that. We had our chances, we just did not make the most of them. That said, I think we had a really good transfer window, and I think we're setting ourselves up really good for the future. That's one of the things I'm really interested in. This season and next season are the last 2 I'm going to play online. And then what I'll do is what I talked about earlier. I'm going to create a save point and then sim it out 5 and 10 years. And then what I'll probably do is just keep this and play this save offline because it's getting really interesting. But I don't want to do another single club long-term save, especially with Kaiserslautern. I like doing those with squads that start out kind of lower tier, 7th, 8th, 6th division, and bringing them up. And plus, I really want to do a journeyman. I don't know why. I'm a glutton for punishment because I'm making it Eastern European. The only thing that could be worse would be like making it Asian. But I don't want to embarrass myself that much. I'm only going to embarrass myself a little, which is why we're going Eastern Europe. So, that said, I'd be interested in your feedback on the transfer window. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM21, and I thank you for watching.